March is Women's History Month, and I've made it known on TV Trash that I've long admired women of strength, confidence, and power. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Wonder Woman, Xena Warrior Princess. But I think I know who started it for me.
Morphin' time!
Kimberly Ann Hart, the original Pink Ranger from the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers that started it all. It really irks me how history has relegated her to being the chick of the group who always needed Tommy's help. The truth is, when she wasn't around the greatest Ranger ever, she was every bit as capable as the rest of the Rangers. She wasn't some vapid valley chick like some other so-called heroes I've reviewed. She was one of the best gymnasts around. She openly cared for the less fortunate, and she didn't take crap from anyone that dared come after her. She was beautiful, she was spunky, and when it came time to don the helmet, she could be just as badass as her 5 teammates. Which is why we're paying tribute to the power of the pink pterodactyl by taking a look at the 6 best moments of the First Lady to wear those colors for the Rangers. Why top 6? Because sometimes I like to put out half the effort and still go one step beyond. So, here are my picks for the top 6 moments of Kimberly the Pink Ranger. Number 6. Kim befriends a rival. Yeah, this one may not be much about the Pink Ranger in action, but it's here because it shows the kind of person Kimberly is. The episode Forever Friends was after the power transfer, and it's here that Kimberly is in a gymnastics tournament against one of Aisha's old friends, Shauna, who's a little less than warm to Kimmy.
You don't seem to have a broken finger. So why don't you ever call? Come on, Shauna, I try to call you, but we just keep missing each other. Well, whenever I call you, you're never home. Shauna, I'm sorry, I've just been really busy.
So it's definitely awkward when they have to spend time together when Goldar captures them both. Naturally, Kim can't morph without revealing herself, so all she can do here is try to keep Shauna calm.
Why are you being so nice to me, though? I mean, I was rotten to you. Because I think I understand how you feel, that's all. It's tough when you think you've lost someone. When my parents got divorced, I felt really abandoned for a long time. Your parents are divorced? So are mine. Wow. I felt that way too. Maybe I still do. Just because someone moves away doesn't mean you've lost them.
It's here that Shauna and the audience see the type of heart Kimberly has, that she won't let a bad attitude stop her from seeing the good in someone. And yes, Tommy shows up to rescue Shauna, but at least we get to see that Kimberly can still hold her own.
I did it.
But this was more about Kimberly the person rather than the Ranger, showing the type of compassion she has that made her worthy of carrying the pink power coin. Number 5. Kim's musical bow. Anytime when the tables turn and Kim has to save Tommy, it's a good day. In the episode The Song of Guitardo, Zed's monster uses Kim's guitar to put the Rangers under his spell. This was the last episode before the Green No More story that ended Tommy's run as the Green Ranger, and a very weak Tommy in this episode is no match for Guitardo, even after discovering his best weapon is the music from his own dagger.
You're not gonna win!
Ready for your swan song, Tommy Boy?
So Kimberly just shows up and does it herself by turning her power bow into a weaponized harp. The key element here is that she discovered how to fight back the monster on her own. Tommy didn't tell her anything. And then she finishes off the monster by firing the green dragon dagger at it.
Alright, you did it! Way to go, Kim!
Thanks, Tommy.
Your guitar's back, alright!
Tommy,
We'd be history if it weren't for you. You saved us, Kim. Thanks.
Anytime.
The Green Ranger episodes were definitely more tolerable when it comes to Kimberly and Tommy because Tommy hadn't yet been established as the #1 Ranger, and the struggles he had with his powers weakening made him have to rely on his teammates more often, including Kimberly. It really showed the potential that these two could have been a really good power couple, and sadly they didn't capitalize on it enough. Number 4. Wild West Kimberly. The episode Wild West Rangers saw Kimberly get trapped in a time hole back to 1880 Old West Angel Grove, which would be bad enough, but then Zed sends down Goldar, the needle-nosed monster, and the Putties to wreak havoc in the past. Okay, yes, there are a ton of plot holes in this episode, including why the time hole appeared in the youth center now, how Kimberly can morph in this episode when the Rangers couldn't when they got sent back to 17th century Angel Grove, not to mention how 1880 Angel Grove is so culturally diverse. Yeah, who knew the melting pot originated in whatever the hell state that city was supposed to be in? But the point is, she not only fights back the monsters on her own, she then recruits her friends' ancestors to become Cowboy Power Rangers, which is every level of awesome and you know it!
1, 2, 3, go!
And yeah, there was a Tommy predecessor there called the White Stranger, ha ha ha, but he doesn't get to be a Ranger here, and Kimberly ends up saving him in this one again.
Yep. She's something, alright.
And then somehow the other Rangers use the Mega Tiger Zord to destroy Needlenose without Kimberly, even though her Firebird Zord is the projectile. But the main point is, thanks to this time travel, our young lady got to strike one of the first blows for women's liberation. Even though she probably would have been called a harlot for wearing that getup back then, had it not been for the demographic this show is aimed for.
To the Pink Ranger!
Number 3. Kim fights with the flu. Yeah, I touched on this one back in the Masked Rider review, but it definitely bears repeating. During the 3-parter A Friend in Need, Kimberly is stuck in bed with the flu, so naturally she can't join the other Rangers as they investigate Alpha's homeworld of Edenoi. But it probably wasn't the smartest thing for all the other Rangers to leave and not think that Zed and Rita might just take advantage of that. So Kimberly is left to fight their Repellitor monster by herself while sick. The fact that she does this without question just shows the guts she has, and then we get a page right out of War of the Worlds when she just infects Repellitor.
I am Repellitor, impervious to your silly human sickness.
Haha, you have caught it. That's how it starts. First you get the sneezing and then you get this tickling in the back of your throat.
Okay, it may have been a freak chance, but it worked, dang it! And some might ask how germs could pass through her helmet, but you gotta figure those mouth plates allow for breathing somehow. No matter how it worked, the point is she had to face a monster on her own while weakened from her virus, and she didn't flinch. Don't tell me this girl wasn't tough. Number 2. Kim as Rita. While Kim is pining away for Tommy in the episode Beauty and the Beast, Zed plans to kidnap her and make her his queen. And this involves dressing her up like Rita. Foreshadowing?
Ooh, it looks like Rita.
No, that gold goon thinks his spell worked. Okay, I'll show him.
Queenie! These clothes are wrinkled! I deserve better! What are you looking at?
Nothing, Your Highness.
You swine!
Your instruction will now begin. Kneel to me as your master teacher.
Forget it!
She's a lot like Rita, isn't she?
Oh, you messed up! You're giving me a headache!
Maybe this was a bad idea. For once, my spell worked too well.
Amy Jo Johnson was definitely the best actor of the original group, and while Power Rangers didn't give them many opportunities, this allowed her to show off her range just a bit. This scene is why a lot of fans have hoped that if there ever would be a remake MMPR movie, Johnson could return as Rita. Hey, if that happens, count me in for midnight showing tickets. And the #1 Kimberly Hart Pink Ranger moment, Kimberly flies a freaking plane! Tell me this wasn't every level of incredible. In the episode Foul Play in the Sky, Kimberly gets a ride with her uncle in his private plane, but Rita spiked his drink with sleeping potion, conking him out in mid-flight. Kimberly can't morph or teleport out, since not just her uncle, but Bulk and Skull are on board, so all that has to happen is a teenage girl with no flight experience has to safely land the plane.
Kimberly, can you hear me? I will instruct you how to land the plane. Hold it as steady as you can, then slowly pull the controls back towards you. Turn the wheel gently so the plane banks at 20 degrees.
I can do this. This? Yes, I can do this. Yes. I did it.
Okay, she was getting guidance from Alpha the whole time, but that seems no different than air traffic control. The main point is that she kept her cool and managed to safely land that machine with no problem. And hey, after that excursion, taking on a snake monster that could only be beaten by an arrow to the head from her bow is nothing. And I think she actually got a couple of dates from telling her little excursion. Yeah, this was definitely before Tommy arrived. Many of the original series' earlier episodes were definitely devoted to showing off the personalities of each individual ranger, and this one did the absolute best job of showing that Kimberly was not just some brainless valley girl. Even with the remaining years she had as a Power Ranger, this still had to be her crowning moment of awesome, and undoubtedly the greatest moment of the original Pink Ranger. And those are among my fondest memories of Miss Kimberly Hart. Hopefully we'll take on some of the other Pink Rangers at some point in the future. But for now, time to go see if I can get Jeannie to pose for me in this shirt. See you next time on TV Trash!